1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, this is Mike Burns, and you're listening to the None Taken podcast. Why? Are things not going well for you that this is what you've chosen to entertain yourself with?
The following program contains material that is just too cute. Viewer discretion is advised.
I scrapped this as one of my just asking questions, and then in between the hidden track and this, I saw that it's back in the news. So they are now again requiring flu shots
for the military
at the Air Force Base, where a mysterious outbreak is growing. I just want to tell me if you're following me at any point in this story, and I'll stop.
All right.
So we have a major flu outbreak at an American military base at a time where there is a massive world event causing people to travel in and out of the country.
Right. That's pretty wild.
Possibly go wrong.
What could possibly? I'm sure it's fine.
It's just so funny that this always seems to happen while Donald Trump's the president. All right.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Good times.
Yeah. I actually had a more lighthearted, fancy-free question to ask you before we start the show.
Tell.
I have a fun clip to start the show with. I know you don't live in the San Francisco Bay Area anymore,
True.
but do you keep up with the news in the Bay Area?
For the most part, yeah.
What about some human interest stories? Have you heard anything about Floyd the Coyote?
No, I have not heard anything about Floyd the Coyote.
Do the listeners know the signisignificance of Floyd and Alan?
I doubt they do. So my first name is
secret?
No, I don't care. My first name is Floyd. I'm a junior, so I go by my middle name. My dad goes by Floyd, and I go by Alan. That's how.
Please, Floyd is my father's name.
Right.
Wait, that's not
Yes.
a joke. That's damn it. Okay. Okay. Do you have a junior in your name? Does it say that? Does it come out on the words? It says junior.
It's on
I
my.
remember seeing that on your HR paperwork at Staples, Alan.
Yes, it's on the paperwork. It's on the driver's license, the birth certificate, all those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we've never seen those. Oh, you always are just like
Puerto Ricans.
But you never prove it. Very suspicious. Very suspicious.
Maybe I was born in Kenya.
Yeah, probably. Secret Muslim, right? Yeah.
It's not Alan. It's Hussein. Is my middle name. That's
Alan Hussein Floyd Smith. Damn it. All right, let's move on. So Floyd the Coyote. Coyote. I always want to say coyote. It just sounds better.
It does have a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
I have not heard this story, no. So enlighten me.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. It's too early to be this off track. So I'll just get to it. They spotted a coyote on Alcatraz Island.
Whoa. All right. How'd it get there?
That's the next part. That's people are like, well, hold on now. That's a famously remote location.
It's very hard to.
And it's not like he hopped onto a tour boat, right? Like,
no,
that's
I would imagine not.
Going there is tour boats, right? Yeah. So they assumed that he swam there from San Francisco because that's the shortest distance.
Shortest
to
route. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty far swim still for a little coyote.
So they did a DNA analysis of his scat.
Wow.
I'm the scat man. They brought that guy in. They brought the scat man in. I'm sorry. You don't want to hear any more scat man crothers? All right.
They check the scat.
MC Scat Cat? They probably brought MC Scat Cat. You remember MC Scat Cat, Alan?
I do recall MC Scat Cat.
Oh, come on. You're going to act like you know. You better say it because
I don't remember this. No.
He's the kitty cat in the Paul Abdul Opposites Attract.
Oh, right.
That's the one where she wants to have sex with a kitty cat, but she doesn't want to admit it, right? And that cat's trying to fuck her.
Opposites Attract. Yeah.
She's like, all right, it's true. I do want to fuck this kitty cat. Paul Abdul, it makes sense now,
Makes perfect sense.
I don't know how it makes sense now. I just mean she seems to be a little out of it. But that was, when she was a host of a TV show. I haven't thought about Paula Abdul in a long time.
Me either.
Meowther?
Yeah. Meow either.
Meow.
Yeah.
That's 3. Okay. So the MC Scat Cat went out there and they analyzed his poop, and they found that based on the DNA of, I don't know, like
DNA markers of the coyote.
he came from Angel Island.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's like 2 miles. That's
Yeah.
even further. And like there's crazy currents over there too. Have you ever
I was
taken a
gonna say, that's
sailboat around
choppy-ass
there?
water.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Yeah. So this fucking dog got in the water and he saw that island. He's like, you know what?
It
I'm
looks
gonna go over
better.
there.
Yeah.
He's
Grass
just
is
like
greener.
some like autistic dog just like locked in on something, right? Just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go over there.
I'm
gonna
doing
do
it.
this.
Yeah.
And he just like locked in. And he's, he got, I mean, how quickly into that do you decide not to turn around, right? You're
Right.
like, no, never.
No.
Like it never crossed his mind, right?
He's like, I'm doing this.
So, they noticed when he got there, he was super scrawny.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then they were keeping an eye on him for a while. And I'll finish this story. But in the meantime, they found out, they were saying he got pretty plump because
he's
there's
the
a
only
bunch
predator there.
There's a bunch of birds that nest there. And he's just like,
And they're not used to having predators to worry about.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He's just in there, just, well, that's not it. Damn it. I'm trying to get into, that's what he's doing in the bird's nest. You know?
Mhm, yeah. Going to town.
Yeah. And then he vanished.
Oh no.
Yeah. They couldn't find him.
That's sad.
Well, no, I mean, they didn't find a carcass.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He
Maybe he
swam
went
back to Angel Island. This
he had his
fucking-
fill.
Yeah, he's like, well, now that I couldn't eat a single more bird. I can't.
Guess I'll go back home.
Swim back home. Tell all my friends about this.
You just wanted to go out in the town, have a nice dinner, you
Yeah.
know, a couple
Yeah.
weeks, and then come
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Isn't that
That's
great?
hilarious.
Floyd the Coyote. They named him Floyd because that's one of the guys that escaped Alcatraz.
Oh.
That maybe did. Maybe. It was named Floyd, I guess.
Very cool.
Is that who you're named after? No, your dad.
No.
Okay.
Pink Floyd, Dustin.
The-
No, that's not either. No.
Okay. Can't have any pudding. Cody sent this in. This is going to be our opening sound, okay?
Oh, all right.
It's going to be about the Shroud of Turin. And I have to, because of my own neurotypicality, if someone brings up the Shroud of Turin, it doesn't come up in this video. This is a video about mispronunciation.
Okay.
But it begins about the Shroud of Turin. So remember, we've talked about this on the show before. The Shroud of Turin was not. It's a fraud. Is that what they call that?
Sure.
Or a hoax.
A hoax.
It's a hoax. And do you remember how they determined that?
Didn't they date the? They dated some. No.
Well,
Okay.
there is dating reasons to believe that it was a hoax also.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But this was like recently, we talked about it on the show,
Mm-hmm.
that it was if you were to place a shroud over a body, as this was supposedly done,
You're right,
right?
yeah, mhm.
And that the spirit passed through it or something like that, or the blood of Christ or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it would drape across the face, right? It would be because it lands on your face, it hits your nose, and then it drapes sideways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of creates like an elongated shape that would make your face look really wide, right?
Once it's laid out flat.
Once it's laid out flat.
Yeah.
And this hoax was made to look just like a human face, so they drew it on there. Like somebody painted this on there to look like a regular face,
Right.
As if instead.
Yes,
So
okay,
that's
okay,
how they
okay.
determined it was wrong. Anyways, I got that out of the way, which means I can get ready to press the show open buttons after we listen to this man try to pronounce Constantinople, which thank God he didn't go with the fake translation. These Turks.
The shroud taken from Constantinople.
Chipotle.
Constantinople.
Chipotle.
Was the shroud taken from Constantinople? I can't say that word.
This man's pretending to be an expert on dowsing rods, so he's just really proving how much of a hack he is.
Constantinople.
Hey, that's it. That's really close. Constantinople
close.
is, yeah.
Azerbaijan.
Do you want to hear that one?
Yes.
I can do that one for you.
Azerbaijan.
Is the pronunciation Constantinople?
It's not pronunciation. That's also not the word. I hate to be a stickler.
Thank you. Could it also be Constantinople?
No.
No.
There's only one.
No. Okay, thank you. Was the shroud taken from Constantinople during the Fourth Crusade in 1204?
I just want to hear more.
No, thank you. were the Knights Templar the secret custodians of the shroud for a period of time? No, thank you.
Well, okay, just
The
one.
shroud taken from Constantinople.
Y'all let me in this damn house.
Welcome to the Friday Headlines Roundup edition of No Mistake. I'm your host, Cred, coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. Alan's over there in Morton, Washington. We're about to talk some fucking headlines at you. Lock in and prepare yourself for your independent alternative to the partisan voices you're used to. And now, it's Friday!
So, another Friday is upon us. What'll you be doing, Smithers? Something gay, no doubt.
What?
You know, light-hearted, fancy-free. Mothers, lock up your daughters. Smithers is on the town.
Exactly, sir.
Exactly, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, theys and gays, this is free episode 583. I misspoke yesterday, and then I kept typing it in while I was trying to post the show. I can't believe I didn't screw that up on any of the posts. Episode 583 of the free edition of None Taken. We just did an hour and a half of headlines and extra hilarity in our hidden track. Join the Patreon at nonetaken.horse to get access to that. Or if you just want to watch this show, that's available all for your subscription at nonetaken.horse. The subscriptions start at $3 a month. You get full access to everything that we put out there. We're men of the people. We want to meet you at a price point you're good with. You like what we're doing? Head on over to nonetaken.horse. I think you're going to find it to be a good investment. It's tough times. We're not going to waste your money. We're giving you gold. I'm here handing out podcasts. Where's the Batman washing his tights? Alan, what else can they do over at nonetaken.horse?
Nonetaken.horse for all your none-taken needs. Everything you need is over there.
It's a real website.
It is. If you're afraid of that one, you can go to nonetakenpod.com. It's the same thing. Yeah. We got our merch store over there, which Dustin is displaying our newest piece of merchandise. Democrats.
I feel like this
After
is a
Dark.
banger. I feel like this is like. So I tried to put the None Taken logo on it, and everything's in black. So on all the dark prints, it's just black on
can't see
black.
it.
So I'm just like, fuck it. Just people ask you where that's from, you can mention our podcast. I
Yeah,
don't care.
that's fine.
Like, we're not. This is a banger. It's
It's
the
a
Howling
good shirt.
Wolves. It's the three Howling Wolves, but instead it's John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, and Howard Dean howling at the moon. It's a
Democrats After Dark. Hell yeah. Yeah, merch store over there. All our socials, all the RSS feeds, your Spotify's, your iTunes, they're all over there. Head over there. Nonetaken.horse. We appreciate it. What's so funny?
How do we have a site called nonetaken.horse?
Because you paid for the redirect. That's how.
Right.
Head over there, join the Patreon, buy yourself a T-shirt or a trucker hat. They're all
Or
over there.
Yeah, there's a bunch
All
of
your
stuff. There's other
non-taken
stuff
needs.
there.
Don't forget, support the people that support us. There's some links down there at the bottom.
I'm gonna buy one of these. This is a good shirt. I would love to wear one of these in public.
Yeah, I think we both should. Slickitsdigital.com for all your SEO and marketing needs. Slickitsdigital.com. And JeffHancockPhotography.com for all your photographic needs, whether they be cock related or not. JeffHancockPhotography.com.
We're a silly show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. The weekend is here. Have a can of beer. We got some headlines to talk at you. Shall we begin?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So first off here out of the gate, Congress passed a housing bill. Dustin sort of mentioned this briefly in yesterday's show, but it actually happened late yesterday while we were recording, with the House voting 358 to 32 after the Senate's 85 to 5 vote. So a pretty rare bipartisan vote there. The bill eases some federal regulations and puts limits on large institutional investors' purchases of single-family homes. It now goes to President Trump.
What about single mother homes?
Oh, just family homes,
okay.
Single-family homes. I guess if single mothers counts as families.
Okay.
It bans largest institutional investors. Like I said, if you have more than 350 homes, if you own more, you can't buy any more after this bill passed. However,
And what about the people that already do?
they get to keep them, but they just can't buy more.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So something happened today, Dustin. What you want to tell us about?
What else happened?
What happened today, Dustin?
So they were all set to pass this. They had a big
They
signing
passed it.
ceremony
Yep.
set up. Yeah, they passed it.
Yeah.
And the president said, you know what? You guys want to do something popular and bipartisan support for your constituents? You get no housing bill until I get my very unpopular voting restrictions bill that can't get passed through the House, which is funny because the last time they needed to get anything done that got bipartisan support, the president held that up by being like, well, what did he do then? It was, I need my slush fund. And he's like, no, you can't have your fucking slush fund. Yeah. And then, so this is just the president, again, just like exercising his assholeness ability, just flexing his asshole.
Flexing, doing kegels, in the White House. Yeah, I mean, and so there was even, I saw some political commentators saying,
how do you think his pelvic floor is?
I doubt it's good. I doubt it's,
How do you know if your pelvic floor is strong?
I mean,
I guess you only know if it's weak, huh?
The moose out
I
front.
watch all those
told
videos
you.
that we play as a joke on here. But I'm like, I just say I'm doing it right now. Like, how would I know that it's probably good, right? You probably know if it's not good. Is that something I'm supposed to worry about?
I wouldn't worry about it. I don't personally worry about it. Yeah. Okay. So there were some political commentators saying, look, this is interesting because this will be a win for both sides. Like both sides can go back to their constituents in the midterms and say, look, we did this. Right. And so that's
and this is good for affordability. I mean, look, if you make housing affordable, all the other stuff almost doesn't matter. Nobody feels like I don't understand how I have this house. Like it does not make sense. We found a loophole that we were able to rush through right before they closed on us. Yeah. And we did it the day before it closed. Like we could not have bought this house today. We could not have bought this house the day after we bought this house. It's just, I had resigned myself to it not being possible.
Attainable. Yeah.
Attainable. And that's how most Americans feel. So like, if you can alleviate that, and here's the thing, if this goes through, you won't see the effects of it until the next, it'll probably be while the other side's in office. So now, Republicans are not incentivized to do something that Democrats will take credit for. Mm-hmm. Just like, Democrats push things through and then Republicans like it afterwards.
Right. It is a very rare thing, especially in this Congress, to see
this economy,
this kind of vote. I mean, 358 to 32, 85 to 5 in the Senate.
Wow. I didn't see those numbers.
Yeah. That's like fucking heard of, right?
Whoa.
So then for this president to get out in front of this and be like, nope, not doing it until I get my thing that nobody wants. Right. Pretty wild. Apparently there was some yelling in a meeting with House leadership.
Screaming match. Like this was reported on. This isn't like Midas Touch saying this.
No,
this
was like, CNN, etc. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that there was a yelling match between Republican leadership and the president over this. So we'll see. I mean, so if he refuses to sign it, can they just? I mean, that's 2/3 already there. Like, what can they do? I don't know.
You gotta get to 3/5, Alan.
3/5. All right. You want to hit number 2?
Oh yeah, I'm buying a T-shirt. Hold on. Let me get back over here. Number 2. 3 Democrats. No. Yeah. Well, it says 2, 3. So headline number 2, and then the word 3. I can do this. 3 Democrats endorsed by New York City's mayor, Mommy. Now I'm thinking about Natasha. This
you got wistful on me, Dustin.
I got wistful, Alan. Thanks. And aren't I a handsome and charming man that's in love with his wife, Alan?
You are quite charming.
Most guys probably don't get all horned up over their wife, after they've been married for a while, Most guys are like this old ball and chain. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
Should probably read the headline.
Podcast?
Yeah.
3 Democrats endorsed by New York City's Mayor Kumail Nanjiani won House primaries with 2 unseating incumbents. So I think one of the things that's most interesting about this is this is Democrat on Democrat crime, right? Like this is Zoran Mondani backed these social Democrats to unseat these traditional Democrats that all had a bunch of AIPAC money. And I've seen what Max has to say about this, and he takes it very personal, and I understand it from his perspective. But just think about this. If, to me, this is a referendum on that. I know that a lot of people want to say, this is socialism winning, and we're going to become like the UK. I just don't believe it. America is allergic to actual socialism. It's just, I can't really see it. However, the more you deny us the ability to have the progress, you just took away our fucking housing bill. You
Right.
take that away. Like, look, I understand Roman history. This is what led to the Gracchus being killed and thrown into the fucking Tiber. Okay, so like, I'm not saying we should do that. I'm just saying this is what happens if you don't let these things happen. Oh,
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
get an embolism now. Okay, so the fuck, I distracted myself. So here's the deal with in response to people like Max and people that are very triggered about like the because much of these social democrats were running on anti-APAC messaging, right?
Yes.
Just think about this. The government that is running Israel is objectively abhorrent. It is violent. It is doing you don't have like look, we don't have to go through the international courts whether we call it a genocide or you just call it.
Hey, we have a headline
killing.
later. The UN panel
You
says
could just call it killing children. You could just call it fucking up any possibility for peace in that region because you need to make sure that Lebanon isn't, doesn't like you could take care of Lebanon's problems for you, just like you take care of Iran's problems for you by dragging us into it and all that kind of shit. Now, if you don't like the way that government runs that country, and now you have that opinion. Now, you can have that opinion. Anybody can have that opinion.
Sure.
Right? If you don't like how a government runs. Now, if there is a lobbying interest in the United States that has that country's interest at stake and they pay for a majority of these politicians' campaigns, I think it's a reasonable thing to say, well, I'm not going to vote for that candidate. Now, you can call that anti-Semitism and you can let that trigger you all you want. This is people saying, hey, as long as you're going to take that money, these are the consequences. And it's like Democrat for Democrat. I'm not even going for your like actual opponent. No. I'm saying, given a choice between you and anyone else, I will take the socialist. And now there's probably pro-socialist tendencies in that environment too. I've been rambling.
So there's a couple interesting wrinkles here. So first of all, the district that includes Manhattan is like one of the craziest districts in the whole country. Like it has more Fortune 500 companies based there than any other congressional district in the country. The amount of wealth that is there is just insane. And it became sort of a proxy for these AI companies because one of the people running, Alex Bors, he was a former assemblyman and he had tried to come up with some legislation as an assemblyman there that would moderate AI. And so
Alex Boros, the tech guy, right? Wasn't he? Or am I wrong on that?
I don't know if he was a tech guy. He was an assemblyman there, and he had tried to put forward some legislation to.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, to regulate AI. So as a result, these AI companies came in. I think OpenAI came in first against him, and then Anthropic came in.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So there ended up being a $27 million race in this one district, which is like an insane amount of money for that.
We keep saying that. We keep talking about how these crazy money.
So Mr. Lasher,
those are the real winners.
Mr. Lasher won, and he was the one who did not have the AI regulation. So I guess you could say that OpenAI sort of won in this race. Right. But yeah, I don't know that this says a lot about what we can expect throughout the rest of the country. Just like when Mom Donnie Wan said the same thing, like this isn't necessarily an indicator that social democrats are on fire throughout the country. But
they can be in New York. That doesn't mean it's going to be everywhere.
And that's,
sorry.
And that's the way the country's supposed to work, right? The people there get what they want, and that's what they want.
Do you remember on the last episode where I was like, who the fuck cares if Karen Bass wins in Los Angeles? The mayor of Los Angeles doesn't become the governor, doesn't become the president. When was the last time anybody from New York won anything important politically other than Donald Trump, who didn't hold office in New York? Like Rudy Giuliani tried to run after 9/11, right?
Yeah.
The mayor of New York does not actually become the thing that you're afraid of.
Bloomberg put like $10 million in this race too, by the way. But
Who?
Michael Bloomberg put a bunch of money in this race as well.
He lost.
I think his guy.
Imagining with a name like Bloomberg.
Yeah. No, he wasn't running. He puts. Oh, you know who was running? George Conway from Midas Touch was also running. He lost.
He's from other things.
Yeah,
he was running.
Yeah,
he was trying to be.
He was trying to be the House representative from the. Wow. Yeah, he lost.
He's the guy that became.
He was Kellyanne Conway's husband. He got like 11% of the vote.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Did he used to be conservative, or he is now?
No, I know he was a never Trumper. I don't recall if he used to be conservative. He might have been conservative previously.
Yeah, that's what never.
I think so.
Are. Yeah.
All right. The Treasury Department issued a 60-day general license authorizing Iranian oil.
He was on like sitcoms, right?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Authorizing Iranian oil production and sales, a significant easing of U.S. sanctions, citing Iranian commitments to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and permit IAEA inspectors into the country.
So to the JCPOA.
Right. Iran denied making a commitment on nuclear inspection. So again, as kind of I hinted at yesterday, it's like, so until this thing is finalized, until the deal is done, nothing is set in stone. That's the way negotiations with the Iranians work. And so what's happening is the U.S. is giving Iran everything it could possibly want, easing sanctions, unfreezing, frozen assets, while this deal is not done. It's not done. They can tomorrow say we're closing the strait again, and they've got access to their funds. They've got all of this has happened already. Like, so it puts us in a very bad negotiating space. And this whole thing is a fucking shit show, and it's only getting worse. Like, it's
a very uncomfortable position,
like the backseat of a Volkswagen.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Number 4.
I just want you to know, in the time that while I've been doing a show, I managed to order a Democrats After Dark T-shirt. Listener, what's your excuse? Nonetaken.horse.
Did you? Multitasking.
Just in case 357 boomers have died in the recording of this podcast.
Oh, we forgot to show the clock at the beginning.
We're just updating it. That's since we did the hidden track.
Okay. All right.
Number 4.
Mm-hmm.
So the Supreme Court's finally getting around to making some decisions. So I'm sure this is a big and important one, huh? Mm-hmm. The Supreme Court, the law of the land, had to step in and made a decision, 6-3. Like to see that breakdown. I bet I can imagine it.
You can imagine it. It's exactly what you think.
It is kind of funny to think that Clarence Thomas was probably one of the 3.
No, it was conservative to liberal.
That's what I meant by 6.
Okay.
I meant that. Yeah.
Okay.
A former inmate in Louisiana cannot sue prison officials who cut off his hair despite his Rastafari religious beliefs. Finding that a religious liberty law does not allow inmates to seek monetary compensation from state employees. What kind of compensation could you get?
You can't.
An apology?
You can get an apology, I guess. Yeah. So this guy was prepared when he was sent to jail. He actually had in his pocket like a ruling by some district court about a similar thing, that, because of his religious beliefs, you couldn't cut off his hair. And the first 2 prisons he was sent to, he showed them that, and they were like, cool, we're not going to do that.
I don't want to disparage all Rastafarians as prisoners, Alan. I mean, this is kind of...
No, I'm not saying that.
I know, but it's kind of weird that they're... Okay.
So the first 2 prisons he was sent to, they were like, cool, yeah, no, you're good. We're going to leave you alone.
Oh.
The 3rd prison he went to, the guard took the legal ruling that he showed them and threw it in the trash and proceeded to shave his head.
Are you saying actually did? Like,
yes, that's what happened. This is literally what happened. And so he sued, and essentially what this CODIS has said is what we've already said, is that you can sue to say, like, that was illegal and you shouldn't have done that to me. In fact, they now have changed the rules, so they can't do that anymore.
Really?
But yes, they have.
Okay, but so all they can do is apologize.
Apologize.
You can't get
There's
monetary...
no money. You can't get money for it. So,
God.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. It is 6-3 along with exactly what lines you would assume. 6 conservatives to 3 liberals.
Do you know what? I'm sorry. I don't mean to fucking tune out, but this isn't the fucking case that I need to hear.
Well,
like, there's birthright citizenship. There's the, what kind of power the president has to fire employees. And, there's like, they're getting this one out first. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Also, I got distracted because I decided to open my phone and I saw videos of the earthquake in Venezuela. It's fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, I didn't see videos, but I saw just what I read was bad.
Yeah.
So it is SCOTUS season, so we'll be getting a lot of these decisions over the next few weeks. This next one, the Supreme Court ruled 9-0. The government cannot prosecute a man on charges he violated a federal law that bars users of illegal drugs, including marijuana, from owning a gun.
This is the old... This... Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. So...
And one of these...
Part of the decision, they said, the government asked us to conclude that anyone who regularly uses marijuana is categorically violent and dangerous without any further showing.
Maybe reckless,
All based on little more than its current say-so, one at odds with its own regulatory actions. He goes on to talk about like how I think in 40 states, marijuana is legal on some level, and even the federal government via Trump's executive order has changed the level of the what's like a level. I don't remember these levels, but it's
Schedule.
the schedule has been lowered to less serious drug. So
Calmer than you are, dude.
He said, whatever one thinks of these developments, this is Gorsuch, the federal government has not just tolerated them, it helped fuel them, all of which leaves it awkwardly positioned to suggest that the millions of Americans who now regularly use marijuana are categorically and unusually dangerous. So, this is a good one. We'll chalk that one up, and it's 9-0. So
it's weird they basically made 2 weed-related decisions with the Rastafari.
It is.
That one, yeah.
It is. It's very strange. All right, number 6.
A federal judge blocked the Trump administration from using the modified SAVE database to verify voter citizenship, ruling that it unlawfully centralized U.S. citizens' personal data and has led eligible citizens to be wrongly removed from voter rolls. What?
So what they did is they merged databases from the Social Security Administration and from the DHS. They put these things together and made it searchable so that states could go and try to verify whether somebody was actually a citizen. They knew in doing it that there was some data in there that was incorrect, and they did it anyways. And so they violated a bunch of like privacy laws that have been on the books for a long time.
So there was things in there when they searched for it
that they could kick you off the voter rolls because there was a mistake within the database. Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh.
Power went out in the middle of that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I have like a short amount of battery backup. Do you want to just finish that thought? And we'll have to probably close this down. This will be a fucking show. I'll see what I can edit. This will probably post late. I'm sorry, guys. If we can get the power back, we'll come up and finish this. But maybe we'll do something extra tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so I was talking about the federal judge blocking the database thing. So just a quote from the judge named Sukaman said the court fight raises 2 fundamental rights that aim to protect Americans from government overreach, the right to privacy and the right to vote. She said the record in this case demonstrated that the federal agencies that created the clearinghouse knew it violated privacy protections put in place by Congress decades ago. So she essentially said this was bullshit and threw it out. This will be appealed, obviously, and we'll see what happens from there. If it gets to SCOTUS, it probably will allow it, I would imagine.
Okay. Okay, man, there's a lot to get to. We've got new prime minister stuff in UK. I guess join the Hidden Track. We got a whole fucking show there. We talked about some of that stuff there. I think we yelled about that at least. Jesus Christ, 1,000 cases of Ebola.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay.
Not to mention
I don't know when my
stuff.
battery backup's going to die, so I got to wrap this up. Shit, the Tulsi Guru story.
Yeah.
This was a particularly bad case of somebody being cut in half.
I went to like the outage maps for Nashville Electric, and it said 350 people in all of Nashville don't have power. I'm like,
oh shit!
What are the odds? You know? And I got these blackout windows or curtains, and then like I opened the door and the hallway lights on. I'm like, well, this is what in the hell? And then I turned and I looked and the fan was running. I'm like, oh,
what?
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but yeah, whatever.
Okay. All right. Let's do show.
This is gonna be a nightmare to fucking edit. So let's. Just,
I kind of blame myself because I think I told you recently to take away that this is a terrible case of being cut in half button.
Oh yeah. You know what? Who cares? It's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to have to do that now. Okay.
All right.
Where are we?
You're
judge stuff.
You're up for number 8.
7. No,
number
8. Rex. Now let's see. Acetaminophen. Rex.
Oh wait. Yeah. No. We're on 7. Sorry. We are on 7.
Okay, so it's your turn.
Yeah. Federal judge squashed 6 Justice Department grand jury subpoenas targeting Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and other state and local officials, ruling that they were intended
This is big news.
to coerce officials into cooperating with federal civil immigration enforcement. So if you recall, when the ICE descended upon Minnesota and Walz and Jacob Fry were opposed to it, suddenly the Justice Department started grand jury proceedings trying to attack them for various ways. The judge basically threw all that out. Schlitz, the judge here, wrote that using grand jury proceedings to pressure political opponents into taking official actions particularly action the federal government cannot directly require, is a blatantly unlawful and unethical use of the grand jury process.
Oh, and this is the judge that's saying that she wants to get the grand jury transcripts and be like, what did you actually say?
Yeah. The only question, she said then, is whether the challenge subpoenas were issued for one of these forbidden purposes. She wrote, the court has no doubt.
What are the forbidden purposes? To coerce the officials?
Yeah. Okay. And so she says the court has no doubt that they were. So pretty.
Why does this confuse me? So why is this confusing for me? They quashed Justice Department. So this is a federal judge fighting with the actual Department of Justice.
Yes.
Because it's led by rank amateurs. Trump's political lawyer, the Trump family law firm.
Yes. Yeah. So she's saying.
And what were they doing? They were targeting Tim Walz and other state officials.
Yeah, like the mayor of Minneapolis, et cetera.
Trying to coerce the officials into cooperating with ICE.
Because they weren't cooperating, and so they tried to go after them for various legal
by creating grand juries.
By using grand juries and giving them information that we think is probably BS in other ways, to try and get subpoenas to investigate these people.
Right, creating grand juries so that they can get them to indict these people.
Yes.
And then if they can look at the transcripts of what was happening in those grand juries, based on the other ones that they've done, right, and the way they presented that shit. Right, can you elaborate on that and say somebody's new to any of this or they've forgotten about it?
We've had
Lindsey
instances,
Halligan, right?
We've had instances in other grand juries where the prosecutors did pretty egregious things that are just not allowed. The thing is, with a grand jury, there's no opposition there, right? They're just talking to the grand jury directly. But there's allegations that, there was one of the things that she did was say that, look, you can trust this testimony because I vouch for it, things like that. There was
that was Halligan.
That was Halligan. Yeah. There was an occasion where she spoke to a juror outside of the grand jury hearing, which you're not supposed to do.
I'm not peeing. I'm just filling up wine in a cup.
Okay. There were a couple of things that happened that were pretty egregious that just isn't supposed to happen in a grand jury process.
Right.
We've also We've also seen a number of no bills where the grand jury comes back and says, no, we're not going to indict. And that almost never happens.
Right, because you don't get to the point of having a grand jury if you expect that they'll actually do that. Right.
Yeah. And so
as the government, you don't get to that point unless you feel like you actually have a case.
Right. Yeah. You're not supposed to bring.
You're not like the defense where it's like, well, someone's got to fight for these guys. It's like, no, we're choosing to put our name on this.
But so there's always been a presumption of regularity, which you're starting to see a lot of judges across the country realize that's just not.
That's what's being drawn into question. Is this presumption of regularity from this government is not you can't trust. I keep hearing that phrase, and I don't know what it means. So, given that full context of me asking a dumb question, getting a good answer, and then you using that word again, now I know what that phrase means.
Okay, all right.
I appreciate that.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Number 8.
I poured too big of a cup of wine. I poured it until the bag was empty.
Goon sack, Dustin. It's a goon sack.
Oh yeah, it's a goon sack.
Number 8.
You know what goes on inside a goon sack, Alan?
What goes on inside a goon sack? I mean, if it's a good goon sack, then yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't really want to differentiate this. Rex Heuermann. Heuermann. Heuerma, 2 N's because they're free, was sentenced to life in prison without parole for the Gilgo
Beach, yeah.
Gilgo Beach serial killings. I don't know about this.
Yeah, I really didn't either. It showed up in the headlines. I was like, what is this guy?
I bet Natasha knows about this. I bet she knows all the
probably
murders.
Does. So this guy, he's a 62-year-old former Manhattan architect. He was arrested in 2023 for the killings, which dated back to So apparently he was killing people between 93 and 2010. He initially pled not guilty.
All on Gilgo Beach?
In that area, yeah.
Stop going there.
He initially pled not guilty, and then in April, he finally admitted that he had done it. He strangled 8 sex workers to death. He dismembered them and then hid their bodies across Long Island. Pretty terrible dude. I saw pictures of him. He just looks like, serial killers look. They just look like people.
Dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
I work with a guy that we call him serial killer because he's just got those eyes. He's like
a number of family members testified at this the sentencing hearing, and it was pretty pretty tragic. You know, people talking about losing their moms, losing their sisters, etc.
Oh God.
And he really didn't he didn't really say much. You know, he just said there's nothing I could say that would change anything. So yeah, he never admitted like what his motives were or anything like that. It's just a fucking serial killer. And actually, so initially I think it was 7 women that he was convicted of, and then he admitted to another person. But because of his plea deal, it didn't change the sentencing. So that's where we are.
So kind of like that was good for closure for that family, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I guess
if you give them the plea, you give them the immunity. At least we can get that for these people.
And I guess they found a lot of the remains. So kind of unclear why he switched his plea from not guilty to guilty. Some commentators are saying maybe it was just that the amount of evidence that they had was just overwhelming. It was a lot of DNA evidence, etc. So yeah, he's going to jail for life. So there's that. All right, Keir Starmer steps down as UK PM. Andy Burnham is likely successor. Has a tough.
We've been talking about Andy Burnham here ever since I went to the UK. I don't know if you know this, but I went to London.
I'm aware
and
of this,
hung out with friend of the show, John, and he was telling me about Andy Burnham as probably the next person to
and he was right.
Prime Minister. He was right.
He was absolutely right.
The step for that to happen was there had to be an election that got him back into Parliament because he was the mayor of Greater Manchester.
Manchester, yeah.
Yeah. And so he won that election. Basically, somebody stepped down so that they could have the election to fill that.
Right.
Puts him in there. So now seems to be a likable guy. He's a social democrat, something like that, right?
That, yeah.
What that would be there. So I don't think it's going to help Labor to go more to the left. So he's going to need to veer more to the center, which I don't know anything about him other than people that know more than I do about this say that he seems to be a pretty competent guy. It's easy to be the mayor. It's harder to be the prime minister.
Way harder.
Yeah.
It was kind of strange to see the about face from Starmer because I think on Friday he had said, look, I'm going to fight this thing. I got this.
Right.
And then
I think we were just talking about last week how it's like, gosh, it feels like we were counting down the days, and then where's that going? And then it did.
Yeah, and then Monday, I think it was, where he said, "Look, I'm resigning," and I think he realized he didn't have support anymore.
It's been going this way.
It has, and I think Burnham's victory was even like a bigger victory than maybe he expected, and so he just kind of saw the writing on the wall. This wasn't going to work anymore. He had lost the confidence of his cabinet.
It was never not going to be Burnham that won that race.
No,
that was the whole purpose. Of that race. That was just
I think it was maybe the margin of victory was maybe more than he thought.
Okay.
Yeah. This is so from the New York Times, just to kind of give you an idea of what Burnham is up against. As you said, he is further left leaning politician. It said
which the UK does not need right now. Like given their opposition with reform, and the parties that are further to the right than reform are not. It's just the temperature does not need someone that's going to be more to the left policy wise.
So the Times says he will soon preside over a government that faces all the same challenges that prematurely ended Mr. Starmer's premiership after less than 2 politically grueling years. They included a sagging economy, chronically underinvested public services, an increasingly powerful populist movement, and the never-ending challenge of dealing with President Trump. So just to recall, this is the 7th PM since Brexit.
Wait, hold on. I have things I want to say about that, but I have things I want to say about the first thing you said, if you'll allow me.
Sure.
Sorry. But all of those challenges are going to be there no matter who the prime minister is right now.
Of course.
Starmer was not doing a good job at addressing those. And his way of doing that was in ways that made people within his party upset with it. And then he backtracked. He'd 180 on things. And it just, and then they'd also say we need to be able to afford this, but we won't do any taxes and we're not going to raise that,
right.
Which is like the mandate of their party right now. So Burnham's going to inherit that probably.
Yes.
But if he can be this more likable person, I think that's part of the challenge of leadership is being someone that people can get behind, right? And Starmer just never was that.
Yeah.
He looked like he never wanted to be in front of the microphone, it's not the important part of being a leader, but if you can't do that part, then nobody can trust that you're doing the important part.
Yeah, if you're going to stay,
it is the important
part,
right?
Part.
Yeah. But right, you've got to be able to whip the votes and all that kind of stuff. But if you can't do it for the public won't feel confident.
Your job
that
is to sell yourself and your party to the public at all times.
It's a given that you can go whip the votes and that kind of stuff,
yeah,
right?
That's the
Okay. Now, wait, no. The thing that you were about to say.
Yes.
This is the sixth prime minister in 7 years.
Oh, seven.
Seventh prime. No, it's
Yeah,
the
six.
sixth prime minister in 7 years. It's the seventh prime minister in 10 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's the first Labor prime minister in 14 years for Starmer. So, like, everything I just said about Starmer being feckless and ineffective, all valid, but fuck off if you're trying to make it sound like, oh, but Labor just can't fucking govern. It's like, dude, it's been the right for 14 fucking years. Like, it's been 14 years until Starmer came in, and the people are like, yeah, he's not that good at being a leader. Well, maybe Burnham would be different if it goes through Burnham, and then there's another one, and another. Maybe you got a point that Labor can't fucking do this. They're not going to get that many chances. It's probably going to be Nigel Farage before you know it. But like, I get annoyed by the fact that they're like, oh, look at all these prime ministers. Well, I guess it's Labor's fault. It's like fucking what? Like, look at the map. If you do the color coded map of like Labor versus conservatives, it's been a preponderance of conservative PMs. And what was it? What from 1980 to 2010, there was like 3 prime ministers, not 2000, something like that, right? Between Margaret Thatcher, not Tony Blair. Tony Blair, right?
Yeah,
because Cameron
Thatcher,
was
Blair.
during Obama.
Yeah.
And so Thatcher, Gordon, sound right?
I'm not sure. Maybe. Sure. I'll give you that.
And yeah, so anyways, there was like, it was very rare to have this like change in leadership. And I get that. Like,
Well, I mean,
we had our version of that with Speaker of the House for a while. but
Sure. I
it's
mean,
not
so the
same
last
thing.
10 years, so that all kicked off with Brexit, right? And so the prime minister's had a shit show of a time trying to figure that out. That was horrible, right? Trying to manage that, dealing with Ireland and all of that took him forever to figure that out. So that was obviously a difficult time to be prime minister. Then that
was all conservatives being in charge under their
of course.
initiative.
Yeah. And then you got Boris Johnson under COVID, having garden parties and shit like that. Like it's been, what was that? The woman, remember they had like the cabbage on camera and see if she would last longer
during
Teresa,
forgot her name. Teresa May.
Yeah.
Lady that walks funny.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a rough ride over there. So we'll see what Mr. Burnham can do.
All right,
we'll see.
Well, I had a lot of that built up in me. I really wanted to get to it.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to getting to that one,
right.
so I appreciate it.
Speaking of Europe, you want to hit number 10?
Yeah, what is this about heat or something? Mm-hmm. A heat wave hit and continues in Europe. Temperatures topped 111 degrees Fahrenheit because fuck Celsius as a measurement of heat. 111 degrees Fahrenheit in France and 104 in Spain. Authorities also banned alcohol consumption. Boo!
Right? I was like, how they can do that?
I don't know.
These French.
Under the highest heat alert.
The French.
The French. Good luck. I don't know. So a lot of like
this is in
parks that would
Paris.
be-
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of parks that would be closed overnight have been left open so that people can get out of their house, and like people who have homes. So a lot of these homes are designed to retain the heat.
Yeah, 'cause it's usually
not
cold.
It's not just that they don't have AC, but it's like they're actually, and like, if you're, and these are tall buildings or like, 5-story buildings, right? And it's always a premium to be on that top floor. Well, if you don't have any kind of cooling, that's a problem. Windows don't do nothing to this heat, When I thought my power went out, I was like, fuck, I'm going to die. It's like 90 here. That's nothing compared to this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the heat, it's the humidity, Alan. But okay, sorry. And people are like jumping into the sign and things like that. And people are drowning. I think like a handful of people have drowned, 8, 10, something like that.
I think it's like 40. I was actually just going to say that. Like the thing,
go ahead.
People aren't dying from like incidents on the water, like in lakes and rivers and shit, because they're trying to get away from this heat.
Right.
And it's just going wrong and people are drowning. I want to say I read somewhere that it was like 40 people throughout this
you're probably right.
multiple countries, right?
Yeah.
But so just this is all the El Nino effect that's happening, which is supposed to be one of the worst this year.
No, I've got to call bullshit there.
It's not El Nino. I thought that's what the
I don't
economist
think
said
so.
this morning.
No, I think those are two unrelated things. We shouldn't
Okay.
see things from El Nino until later into the year.
Okay.
So like right now with El Nino, you see the lack of air circulation at the Hadley Sacks, and that indicates that come winter you're going to start seeing that effect materialize across the world.
I have
could
this.
be wrong.
I have this
Yeah.
from the article. As a massive hot air moves north from the Sahara Desert, Britain is also bracing for unusually high temperatures this week, with forecasters
The
saying
El Nino starts in the Pacific.
okay, with forecasters saying readings could approach 40 degrees Celsius, just 1 degree shy of the all-time national record. It comes just weeks after the UK saw its hottest May day in recorded history. And like you said, this is typically a very cold climate region, so most places don't have AC, and the buildings are designed to retain heat as opposed to evaporate it away. So, yeah, man, that sucks.
Have you seen the thing where for some like climate change propaganda, they had like a couple of years ago, like 2012, just a couple of years ago, they had this like video where a weather forecaster was saying what the temperatures would be in 2050. And it was like a weather forecaster, like it's doing the daily news in 2050. And it's temperatures that are actually a couple degrees colder than what an actual weather forecaster was standing in front of today.
In 2026.
And yes, that's this today.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't see that, but I believe you. All right. Let's see. Where are we? An independent inquiry commissioned by the UN Human Rights Council concluded Israel deliberately targeted Palestinian children, resulting in genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes in Gaza and war crimes in the West Bank. Israel rejected the report, calling it a libelous sham. The inquiry notably does not directly speak for the UN as a whole. So this is a small panel. I think maybe 3 people on this panel that put out this report. I will just say this, at least 73,000 people have been killed in Israeli attacks in Gaza since October 7th, after that happened, including more than 21,280 children.
They talk about how, how many people died in the Gaza attack? Like 1,000, something like that, on October 7th? It was a big number, right?
Yeah.
And then they measured that in 9/11s. Can we do that with Gaza? Because that's got to be a smaller population.
Yeah.
And it's more people dead.
Yeah.
So how many 9/11s is it in Gaza? Nobody ever fucking says that.
Nobody says that. It's true. Yeah, spin it around. So you could call that whatever you want. Call it a genocide. Call it atrocious. Call it, I don't know what you want to call it. But it's a lot of dead people and a lot of dead kids. It's fucking, it sucks. And yeah. Okay. That's all. Number 12.
Okay. You don't. The Ebola outbreak in Eastern Congo surpassed 1,000 confirmed cases, including 254 deaths. Wow.
They only have like 55%.
It's not as many deaths as I thought.
55% contact tracing. And there's a large refugee camp that has had some unexplained deaths recently. And the concern is that those might be Ebola. And if that's Ebola in that community, which is a refugee camp, which is not ideal conditions, obviously, then the spread could be way worse than we know. And this is a war-torn area. It's very difficult to track people and what's happening here, and even track, deaths and figure out why people passed. So this is a pretty big number, and it's probably a hell of a lot worse than we can see right now, the visibility that we have. It's a terrible, terrible situation.
Okay. I don't have any follow-up on that one. That's I'm glad we have an update. I haven't really heard anything from it.
Yeah.
Just like we haven't heard
Nobody's
anything
talking
about it. I guess
about
we
it.
don't care.
Yeah.
I guess we don't care about hantavirus anymore either, right?
Wasn't
there something before that too? Wasn't there something? I feel like there was something.
The hantavirus, that was the cruise ship one, right?
Now we're on to the flu at the military bases.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
All right. China placed 10 U.S. companies on its export control list and banned...
OFAC. No, not OFAC. Excuse me.
And barred 46 U.S. companies from government procurement. So this essentially was a response to the Trump administration doing the same thing to Chinese companies. And the companies that they banned from buying stuff from them are like not buying stuff from them anyways. So it's not that big of a deal. Separately, however, in this article, the finance ministry said that government entities would be prohibited from buying products. Oh, the France finance ministry did the same thing to us, saying that they're going to prevent...
Microsoft.
Well, they're preventing...
Wait, is this a newer thing?
Newer thing. Yeah, 46
I'm sorry.
American companies that they can't buy from, like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and General Dynamics. They didn't give any reason for the prohibition, but I was like, oh.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I can imagine some as well. All right, number 14.
Number 14. I swear I was just talking. Apple CEO Tim Apple said price increases for the company's products are unavoidable. It's inevitable, Alan. It's inevitable.
Penis goes right through your mind.
That's not it. No.
Well, I don't know where it is. No, inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
You're going to find it. I believe in you.
I'm about to give up.
Oh, no.
Inevitable. Inevitable. Now I'm just repeating myself. You know, we don't got time for this.
Okay.
So Apple says it's going to be unavoidable, citing rising costs in memory and storage chips. How did this happen? Now, some of this was happening already, right? Some of this is mostly because of like AI and things like that, right? But it certainly didn't help go into a war of choice.
It definitely didn't. It's
Shutting
been
down
called
supply chains and stuff.
Yeah. However, it's been called Ramageddon. So like RAM, like your memory.
No, I understood that. What did you think I meant? Like a new Dodge sales event?
It's Honda sales.
You didn't have to explain Ramageddon. Did you think that I thought it could possibly mean something else?
I wasn't explaining to you, Dustin. I was explaining to the listener just in case.
Okay.
So obviously AI is sucking up all these chips and all this memory, all this data storage, and so it's causing the price of all of that to cost a lot more. They haven't said yet how much more it's going to cost for these items, but the Wall Street Journal estimates that the WSJ estimates that it would add another $270 to the next iPhone's cost to keep their profit margins intact. That's a pretty significant
Maybe they could lose
amount.
a little bit of profit margins. They could lose a little bit of profit margins, Alan. It's not going to be the end of the world.
You think they're going to be willing to take one for the team? I don't know.
Maybe during like horrible times like this, you could just sell one iPhone for less.
I think we'll find out.
No, I don't think they'd be willing to. But
I think we find out in September. I think when that's supposed to come out. So the new one. So we shall see. I think the current one, the base model is like $1,100. So we'll see what the base cost is when they launch the new one. Don't know yet.
Don't forget the base.
Never forget the base. Google Gemini co-lead Noam Shazier said he is leaving to join OpenAI as major AI companies continue to compete for top talent. Now,
because Gemini is so great.
You may not know who Noam Shazier is, but he is quite the luminary in the AI community. He left Google in 2021 because he was frustrated.
Was this the guy they hired back for like $100 million?
It's more than that. He left in 2021 and he founded Character AI. Now,
and then they killed that kid, and then he's like, I gotta go.
Right. If you remember, if you've been paying attention, there have been a number of lawsuits against Character AI. That was the one that the Game of Thrones girl told the teenager to come join her, and then he hung himself, I believe was the story on that one.
Yeah.
And there have been more than that. So he founded that company, and then Google hired him back for $2.7 billion in 2024. It is now 2026. And he said, fuck you guys, I'm out. And he's going to OpenAI.
Did he get all that money, or was that spread out over
I think he's already
contract?
I think he's already gotten all that money. And so this guy...
These guys need to stop charging so much for our cell phones. That's what they need to do.
Right? I went on some websites that are frequented by people in this community, and he is described as like his ability to make AI work is just like fucking incredible. Apparently, this guy knows his shit, and he does things that other people hadn't thought of, like his ability to code and just like see something happening and be like, oh, you know what, in that stack of like 1,000 GPUs, I'm pretty sure one of them is bad. And then they go and they find it. Like he's that kind of dude.
Yeah.
So like he is very valuable, and obviously these companies are going to make a shit ton of money if they can actually pull this off. So he's a very, very important person, I think, in this space that probably very few people other than the people inside this community even know who the fuck he is. So pretty wild that he's going to OpenAI. Although these guys are just money. It's so much money. But these guys are all guns for hire. Like like some of them have principles, I think, some. But I don't know.
Prove it.
Yeah, right? Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought it was an interesting story. Nobody's talking about.
Yeah. Federal Reserve held its benchmark interest rate steady at a range of 3.5 to 3.75 in Kevin Warsh's first meeting as chair. This is a 12-0 vote, so they didn't have any people withholding. They've usually had one or two.
Usually. And this is with Jerome Powell also having a vote because he's still there.
He stuck around. I'll stick around.
So what Warsh has done since he's been there is change So this statement was very compact versus normally what the Fed releases when they release their notes.
Interesting.
So nothing much for the market to like parse over and figure out what these words mean and what the Fed is indicating as far as going forward or what we should expect. Very little there, as opposed to the way the Fed has operated for as far as I've been watching it. So that's interesting. I guess he's also trying to streamline some other things at the Fed and maybe fire some staff or people and stuff. Same thing that's happening at every other department that Trump has. I don't know.
Wait, but I say this not facetiously, not naively. Yeah. I thought that he promised not to do that. I realize how I sound.
You believed him? That's cute.
Yeah.
Just too cute, Dustin. You're just too cute. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. We'll see how things are going forward. Didn't hear a peep from Powell. And he said he was just going to be a regular governor. He wasn't going to be out there making statements.
Governor.
So we'll see if that. I would imagine that if things are going off the rails of the Fed, he won't. He'll pop up, but he hasn't so far. So here we go.
Okay.
All
you
right.
got other news for us?
We have a bunch of other news. So Tulsi and her guru. So this was a article from Ground News where they're sort of comparing the reporting.
There was a WAPO article about this that I could have given you. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
It's too late to offer you that. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm so sorry. Jeff gave me a WAPO article and I didn't send it to you.
Well, thanks for that.
I didn't read it either. I
read the WAPO's Instagram post about the article. So
that's the same thing.
Exactly. I think I talked about this already somewhat, which was basically the reporting on that WAPO had was they got all these files from somebody.
Okay, so just for the plebs out there, we talked about this on the Hidden Track. We argued about this on the Hidden Track because I was complaining that
you talked about
a year and a half ago. Yeah. I can remember I was in San Diego and I'd heard wind about this, how she'd always grown up with this guru. So that was like 2 Septembers ago. It wasn't this last September, it was the one before. And I remember being like, well, I got to put this in the show sheet whenever I get back from San Diego. And then we talked about it. Mm-hmm. And then nobody cared. And now people care about it again. At the Washington Post of all places.
Yeah, so she had been a member of this Science of Identity Foundation throughout her career. And this guy, Chris Butler, who was the head of that foundation, has been her guru. What the Washington Post got was access to...
Does he teach her how to like tighten her yoni?
I don't think so. No.
No vagina?
No.
I don't have that clip pulled.
The Post got a hold of a bunch of communications between her and this guru.
Okay.
And essentially what they were able to do was say, like, he would give her direction for policy, say, you need to do this, you need to do that, as her political career advanced. And what you could see, what they showed was it would be an email saying, this is what you should do. And then they would show a public statement of hers, which was almost verbatim from the messaging, the communication from him, right? So, and they showed it like thousands of times, where it was just like very clear that she was sort of following that direction.
Vagina.
Sorry, I found it.
You found it. Say it. Do it again.
Vagina.
Nice. So, based on hundreds of confidential memos that document a pattern of outside influence over a public official, and so
but who cares? She's not there anymore.
She's not. It is kind of.
She's got to run for president. She's got to run for president.
Didn't she already do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's kind of a coincidence.
Going to run for president again. Oh, you're right. She did it once. Richard Nixon, Donald Trump, Ronald Reagan. Yeah, but she already did it once.
Kind of a coincidence that she stepped down from DNI like a day or two after.
She's faking her husband's cancer?
No, I wouldn't say that, Dustin. I was just noticing, Dustin, that it was interesting that she stepped down after she was aware that this reporting was going to be coming out. So,
did she? Oh, right, because she was contacted by they're good. These are real reporters.
These are real reporters. Yeah,
they reached out to her for a comment, and she must not have said. Well, so I bet part of their evidence is the email she sent to her guru, being like, "Sir, Mr. Butler, the Washington Post would like a comment. What should I say to them?"
That would be funny. I don't believe that's the case, but that would be very
Shut up,
funny.
Alan.
God.
God.
The Justice Department is rebuffing a judge's request that it supply a court declaration.
Rebuffing.
Yeah, that's different from debuffing or buffing.
Now we're back at it.
A court declaration from senior administration officials that would confirm that the so-called anti-weaponization fund, slush fund, is not moving forward. So, so Blanche went before Congress and said, no, it's dead, it's over.
This is again weird and funny. It's a judge. It's a judge saying that the judge department is doing something wrong, and that's my brain just checks out. Like I don't understand. So a judge is saying that his boss is doing something wrong. Yes.
So I mean, that's not technically his boss, but something like that. Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the judge is saying like, okay, I know you said that in front of Congress, but you weren't sworn in, and like I need for you to come and tell me on the record. Yeah. That this isn't going to happen, or I don't believe you, and this case is going to go forward. And the DOJ and the Trump administration is like, look, we already told you it's not happening. This is moot. We don't have to have this conversation. And a lot of other judges on the sidelines are like, no. I think they filed an amicus brief. And we're like, no, we really think that you should force this to go through, and unless we have him in court saying this isn't going to happen, you shouldn't believe it. And we think that they tried to defraud the court, and you should probably prosecute them for that.
Fraud on the court was the phrase that was used,
fraud
right?
on the court.
So I heard somebody describe this as you broke into a house and then somebody was like caught you, and you're like, no, I was doing a surprise party. And the judge is like, no, fuck that. This was no, you don't get to say we're not stealing $2 billion to give to our political.
That's a pretty good analogy.
Friends, right?
That is a pretty good analogy. I like it. Yeah. All right. We have this one. This one, I had to do some work on this one. Exploiting Gemini voice assistant through messaging apps. So
I forgot all about. You know where I heard this?
Where? Hacker in the Fed.
And like they just, dude, don't tell them. I don't understand them when they talk. Like I just it means nothing to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't know. Alan could probably do this better.
So this company or this research lab called Safe Breach Labs, they were the ones that discovered the vulnerability in Google Calendar, which was similar to this, where Google Calendar invites could somehow find a way to like get a hacker into a system through AI. Okay. So they now have discovered a new vulnerability that allows attackers to exploit Google Gemini through notification-based indirect prompt injections from messaging apps like WhatsApp, Slack, and SMS. Now, if that doesn't mean anything to you, I will explain it shortly. Google's previous defenses used a novel technique called fake content alignment. And so fake context alignment is kind of the key here. Fake context alignment is where they find a way to use Gemini in a way that the user, like they hide something like a Trojan horse, right? That the user doesn't see. So I'll give you an example. So there's one called obfuscated alignment. This is a foreign language thing. What it does, the payload instructs the AI to append a malicious question in a foreign language. So like Chinese, it'll say something like, do you want to open the window? Something like that. But it'll say it in Chinese, right? And it'll immediately follow that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It will immediately follow that by a harmless English question. Like, is that all you needed? And then the user hears both of those, thinks the Chinese part was just a glitch, and says yes. But then the AI responds to yes.
Whoa, because AI knows both languages.
Right. So then the AI responds to the first question and opens the window, which gives the hacker access. There's also something called...
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
That's actually really easy.
Right. There's also one called muted alignment. So because voice assistants read out text but skip vocalizing the underlying URLs or hyperlinks...
Oh, I'm already lost. What?
So when the voice assistant is reading out something, it won't read out the URL, like the HTTP www.
Yeah, like if you're ever using voice to text, sometimes it does. You're like, okay, I don't have time for this.
It's not supposed to. It usually doesn't.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's like colon, and you're like, oh, come on.
So attackers can hide the malicious tool authorization prompt textually inside a clickable link on the screen. So the AI will vocally ask a benign question like, are you there? The user says yes, and the security system aligns the response with the hidden text-only prompt on the screen, which enables them to do things like open your camera and start live streaming it, like access your IoTs, like anything you have in your home, lights, security cameras, like all that stuff.
Action?
No, security cameras, anything IoT, right? Internet of Things. So because they can hide that in there, then the AI will allow them access to that. Now, this security lab always gives this stuff to Google, and then Google patches it and fixes it. But they keep finding these vulnerabilities within these AI systems.
Right. Right. It's whack-a-mole. Like it's always
it
gonna
is.
be whack-a-mole.
It is. Maybe Mythos can fix it. I don't know. UK police officer suspended for allegedly using AI to fabricate evidence. I read this.
Okay, wait, just that last one. I think that's a huge story because it's like how they're always going to be able to get ahead of this stuff with simple, like one simple trick that.
Yeah, I guess it's things that maybe they just didn't think of as a way to get around.
Exactly. Okay, this next one is a landmark story. This happened in some city in England I don't know of.
Derbyshire, I think. Yeah.
Good point, Alan. Still don't know where that is. It wasn't that I don't know the name.
Okay.
And just like there will be a day where it was like, God, I wonder when the first time this happened was, and it was this. This was the case.
Yeah. So a police officer has been suspended for allegedly using AI to fabricate evidence. I couldn't find anything to explain exactly like what kind of evidence he was fabricating. And, as of now, it's being investigated. So he's just been suspended. He hasn't been arrested or no charges have been put against him. But this is pretty...
Really?
Yeah, as of right now. As of what I read, yes.
Oh, as of now. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine that will happen. And we'll probably find out more.
Okay, so the idea is like we've gone from let's plant a gun on him or something like that to, well, we'll just plant... Like if you go to court, you can say like, look, how do I know that that's really a video of me,
yeah,
doing that when the Derbyshire police are known for
using AI deepfakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff. All right, this one, we had this story on the show, I think, I don't know how long it was, maybe, it was last year's CES, I think, so probably about...
follow-up to, so like 6 months ago, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So Donut Labs, their Miracle solid-state battery, turns out...
So at the time, it was like there was a tech bro at a convention, and he was like, they had... Are you going to talk about like how shady his setup was?
So they claim to have figured out a way to make a sodium-ion battery. And they were saying this is new technology, know what he's done, and it has this incredible amount of capacity. It charges in like 5 minutes.
But all they had was an empty box. They said that they, but they said that they have like motorcycles that are shipping with it that hadn't.
They hadn't, no. Yeah. Okay. So what has happened is now people have gotten their hands on some of these prototypes of these batteries and figured out that it's not a sodium-ion battery. And there were lots of reasons for them to figure that out. First of all, they were putting out about 3.7 to 3.8 volts, which sodium-ion can't do.
What is that in gigawatts?
I'm not aware of the gigawatt scale.
That made you laugh. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Which sodium-ion supposedly can't get above like 3.4, 3.5.
Right. So like as you keep going through this list, you're just going to describe a lithium battery, right?
Yeah. So there's one big deal. So when a battery charges, it expands, and I'm not going to explain why, but because
Heat?
of... I'm sorry?
Heat?
It's because all right, I will explain why. Okay. Ions move in the anode, causing it to expand. Graphite anodes have a unique expansion pattern because of changes in graphite's layered structure.
Okay.
Finding...
And this expanded in a matter that matched lithium-ion batteries.
And it can't be sodium. So the finding matters because sodium ions are too big to fit into graphite the way lithium ions do. So the graphite expansion clearly shows the lithium is the active ion in the battery. So this is the same lithium ion battery technology that you have in your phone right now, or your Tesla or whatever.
Such dicks, or your motorcycles.
Now, dude, they got $25 million in investors, and most of them were small investors, so owning like 50 shares or less in this company. So almost crowdfunded $25 million.
Oh my God.
The company's valuation was up to $1.25 billion fucking dollars, and it was all bullshit. All bullshit.
So this is like Theranos.
Yes.
Well, at least Theranos believed that they were like going to fake it until they made it, though, right? These people knew
I
that
don't
they
know
were
if
faking
I believe that.
Is it the same thing as Theranos?
It's close enough, I guess. So they're investigating. I'm sure that a lot of these people are going to go to jail, especially that CEO dude.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is fraud on a major scale.
Don't do it, Dustin. I'm not going to do it.
Okay. All right. So you had this one. This was a scientific paper. In fact, what's the title of this? I don't even have the title.
I thought it had an interesting title. I think the title kind of talks to what the issue is.
It says evaluating echo chambers, rabbit holes, and radicalization pathways on YouTube. That's the title. All right. So a couple of findings from this article said that the authors found only very limited evidence that YouTube's algorithm aggressively pushes users into sealed ideological echo chambers. While liberals and conservatives did see slightly different distributions of recommendations, by the end of the study, the variation was quite small. All right, so that's kind of surprising.
That's good.
Yeah. There's a mild, right-leaning nudge. Interestingly, the paper identifies a platform-wide algorithmic bias that pulls users slightly towards more conservative content. However,
I think that's maybe the biggest takeaway from this is that no matter what, there is more. The algorithm nudges people to the right.
Yeah. However, this is described as a mild shift toward a moderately conservative space rather than a push towards extremism.
Okay.
I would say, so I consume a lot of content on YouTube, and sometimes I consume content that is very right-leaning because I want to know what's going on over there. And I would say that I feel like sometimes it does try to push me in more extreme.
Your recommendation becomes something.
Yeah. A couple other things here. Moderation over radicalization. Instead of trapping users in a high conspiracy rabbit holes or accelerating them down radicalization pathways.
Radicalized.
The recommendation engine generally guides users towards more mainstream, moderate, and established media, cable news content. I do see that in some ways. I mean, let's be honest, the incentives here are to keep you watching more videos on YouTube, not necessarily to push you in a political direction, right? So if they're going to push you to content, it's going to be content that they think the mass audience is more going to be interested in.
Yeah.
This last one, user demand is
not necessarily interested in, but engaged
with. Yeah.
And that's the threat, right?
Yes.
What does that actually mean?
So this last one, user demand is king. The study concludes that user choice and existing individual preferences, rather than an inherently malicious or broken algorithm, play the dominant role in determining what political content people actually consume on the platform. So they actually did this thing where they had users. They had some users, just you click whatever one you want of the next recommended video for you to watch. Yeah. And then other users, they gave them an arbitrary thing. Like you have to click the second video that's recommended every time. And what they found was that there was more of a bias if it was the user preference than it was the arbitrary preference.
So it was the users that are taking themselves down the rabbit hole.
Taking themselves to the extremes. Yes. Interesting study. Now this is one platform.
Alan, this goes against my liberal talking points.
This is one platform. I think that if they did the similar type...
Oh, here you go, Alan.
I think if they did a similar type study on places like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, it might be... Because the algorithms are all different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that...
Well, I bet you're right about Twitter.
Especially because
old Nazi
YouTube...
rock over there when they were like, this is too woke. It's just like, well, Hitler had some good ideas. God damn it, that's going to get isolated.
Especially because YouTube format isn't a quick 30-second video or, you know, an image or, you know, some characters of text. It's, you know, 10, 20, 30 hour, minute long, you know, videos. I think that's different. And the content doesn't have to be as gripping to if
Ooh, I bet that content's grippy, Alan.
I just think YouTube is a very different social media platform. In fact, I have trouble thinking of it as a social media platform.
I definitely do.
Yeah, I know it is, but it's just doesn't quite fit the check the boxes for me like others do. So
yeah, it is different.
Yeah,
it is different.
It's very
just
different.
like Twitter's different, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
And they all have their own algorithms that do different things.
Yeah.
And they're all designed to keep your eyeballs on the screen, right?
This was super recent news. So this was like maybe a week and a half old. And as studies like this go, this is kind of breaking. And I haven't heard anybody covering this, so I thought we could have.
Yeah, no, I'm glad we did. I'm glad you sent it to me. I wouldn't have seen it if you hadn't. So.
And this is totally right up the alley of None Taken, right? To be like, you know, do these things really have the effect that we believe they do? And it seems to be something that's going against what we thought they were doing. But, you know, what kind of commentary does Alan have that can make us, you know, maintain our existing
biases.
echo chambers? Yeah, biases. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into our media diet, shall we?
What have you been watching or consuming?
All right. So
otherwise?
I watched a movie on Sunday, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but it made me think of Justified.
The TV show?
The TV
Timothy
show?
Oliphant?
Yeah. And the fam hadn't seen it. So I was like, well, let's go back. I like it.
Do you think it holds up?
It does so far, but I'm only, you know, I like the first.
I tried to make Natasha watch Justified, and we got to like 2 episodes, and I was just like,
oh, we're further than that. Really?
Yeah.
I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's been long enough that it's still fun.
Don't care for that rap country intro.
Oh, it's skip
intro.
Skip intro.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. Skip intro. I feel I've been like for like years now. I've been trying to think of like a joke as like skip intro. Hi, I'm Skip Intro. That's all
I don't know if I've already said this on the show, but somebody somewhere, I think it's the New York Times. Did I say this already? That somebody had a piece about
The Economist.
Oh, yeah. It was The Economist. Yeah. They were like decrying
the decline of the show intro and credits.
Yeah.
And it's just like, or, you know what? Next time, if you'd like to, I'd invite you to one of my favorite shows, Your Friends and Neighbors. Sit through that fucking intro. It's just watching him and things explode behind him and nothing valuable. It's not the fucking Sopranos. Maybe you make something that I'll watch, or do something short that has me engaged, and then just move on with it. It's like 2 fucking minutes of intro. Sorry,
do like The Simpsons where it changes every episode.
Yes, yeah.
That works.
All these intros now are just AI.
They are.
And it's just like, I don't want to watch a slop AI. Like,
Yeah.
this is on them. Like,
How about you?
Lots of stuff. So I kind of talked about this. I've been going through the John Le Carré back catalog because I really loved the Carla trilogy of George Smiley. And he's sort of like his character through a lot of his spine. He's wrote other ones, so like the...
he's his James Bond. Sort of.
Yeah, but the Night Manager is a different character. He wrote other stories with different characters, but that's like... So I want to go through and read all of the George Smiley books. So I've been doing them out of order, and I actually really think that the order I've done them in has made it more interesting. So I did the one that everyone says if you're going to read 3 books by Le Carré, it should be... I've talked about this. It's Tinker Tailor, Honorable Schoolboy, and Smiley's People, and they were great, especially 1 and 3. And then I went back. The next highly recommended is The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, and it's just your typical like. So I talked about it, right? He has to go and turn. So he believes that. So it's not quite clear, but you seem to believe that there is a British spy that's on the inside on East Germany. This is right after the Berlin Wall goes up. I'm not going to spoil this, okay? But the premise is right after the Berlin Wall has gone up, there is a British guy on the inside who is a double agent pretending to be one of the East Germans.
Right. Okay.
And he is supposed to be funneling people out from East Germany that are working for that are trying to defect to the Brits. But every time they go to do that, they keep getting burnt. So the guy who's the main character gets summoned back to to London, and he thinks he's getting fired, and he finds out that instead they want him to create a deep cover and get recruited by the Germans so that they could, because they're fed
Find
up
the
with
rat in the unit.
their so-called guy.
Right.
He thinks he's not a double agent, he's a triple agent, right? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And through the process of this, you find out that, well, let's not ruin anything. So it ends in a way that like is very Cold War spy novel. It's frustrating. It's sad. It's tragic.
Frustrating.
And you're going through the process of somebody like getting themselves arrested, put in prison. Also, they can get in the deep cover of being recruited by the Germans or the East Germans and brought over, and the process of that. And it's really, I mean, it's a slice of 1963 Cold War. So then I go back to the very first George Smiley book, which is Le Carré's very first book. At the end of The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, he actually has like 5 or 10 minutes of him. It's just Le Carré talking about how like this was the book that really blew up, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. This was his third book, but it's the one that finally actually made money. And he said he's like, I no longer could keep my job working for the British, like, because he worked for the intelligence agency in the British,
Right. Okay.
or at least the military or something. He had some job that was
Connection to
relevant
the
to this
intelligence
type.
community,
Yeah. And he's like, so there was no such thing as like a book that went under the radar after this. I was like, well, I'm going to go back and read the ones that go under the radar. So it's called Call for the Dead, and it introduces George Smiley. It's his first book, and he literally, the opening chapter starts with a brief history of George Smiley. So now this character I've gone through like 5 books of, it actually gets an introduction
You
of
get the
his
backstory.
life. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And actually directly via exposition for 15 minutes, and then into him like being summoned to go solve something. And it's been good so far. It's really good.
All right.
But I really like it. This is my new favorite genre. If anybody has any advice, because I'm going to get through these and not have any more. If anybody has any advice for if you like Cold War espionage novels, I think this is what I don't think I want to go back to nonfiction for a while.
Yeah.
I do my nonfiction in my podcast, and then I get my break in my books.
There you go. Little brain candy, you know.
But I'm open for recommendations if anybody has any. The show that I can't recommend enough. I talked about it last week. It's called Widow's Bay. It's on Apple Plus. It's the one that I told you is Stephen King meets Parks and Recs. I told you about the Wolf calendar, right? Did I talk about this?
Yes.
Okay. It's really great. Natasha calls it Bay Window. It makes me laugh every time. I pointed at the one where the record cabinet sits. I was like this? A bay window?
Yeah, there's one right there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
She's adorable. I love her so much. She has these little things like that. It finally dawned on me by like episode 4, one of the main characters looks, so remember I said it's like Stephen King meets Parks and Recs. One of the main characters looks like the lady who plays Olive Oil that was in The Shining, the wife in The Shining.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Also, there was a part in this one where they're having there's like a free library, something like that. Those like little libraries types things where people give away books. And a box full of books, right on top is Stephen King, but it doesn't say the name of the book. And I was like, I bet you that's The Shining. And then I Googled Stephen King book covers, and it was The Shining.
Nice. Like one of
There's
those
even
tiny
a guy.
library things.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's bigger than that. It was a little different than that. It's not worth getting into. This guy, I don't know if this is going to be a problem once I splice 3 fucking episodes into one episode, but there's one of the main characters, an actor in it, even in my opinion, kind of looks like Stephen King. What do you think? Not perfectly, but like, come on. Okay.
Yeah. No, I could. Yeah,
You
I
see
could
that?
see it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a little like Stephen
Little
King.
Stephen
I feel
King-ish.
like casting wise, that's got to be on purpose.
That was definitely a choice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I really like it. Keep watching it, Alan. If you haven't started it, get to Bay Window on Apple Plus. And a movie I really want to recommend. Oh my God, I watched so much. 2 movies I want to recommend. I'm going to breeze through the movies. Just watch them. Don't let me spoil them. Here, Send Help. That's Sam Raimi getting back into horror again. It's another horror movie from Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, if you don't know, he's Evil Dead, right? Evil Dead, he did the Evil Dead movies, cult classic horror, gore, vomit and blood and just nasty, gross you out gore and horror, right? Shock horror.
Yeah,
Great jump scares. Jump scares, by nature, jump scares are like a beat or two from when you expect them, but he does them a beat or two from when you would expect them, even for a jump scare. Like, he is such a master at it.
Okay.
And it's about a woman who wants to be on Survivor, and she's getting denied a promotion, and then for one reason or another becomes stranded on an island with her boss, and she's the survival expert.
I've seen this trailer. I remember this.
Dude, it's so good. And like friend of the show, Brian, he's watched it, and when he told me he watched it, I was like, tell me vomit, maybe vomit, blood. And then like 20 minutes in or so, whatever, I'm like, vomit. Like, oh, blood vomit. Like, it'll hit. Like, and if that grosses you out, grow up, okay? It's fun. And I was like, man, this better end in a satisfying way. It does. It's a good movie all around. Yeah. And if you like Sam Raimi, if you forget, Sam Raimi's story arc is everything that I said about the Evil Dead, right? And then for some reason they tapped him to direct the Spider-Man movies, and it was like, so then he got his he cut his teeth on like big budget, and then he went back to, he did Drag Me to Hell, which again, vomit. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And uncomfortable type horror, and and good stories, good storytelling, well filmed, well shot. I love Sam Raimi, and this is just so good. Send Help. And then another horror movie, sort of suspense horror, called Over Your Dead Body, starring Jason Segels and I forget the woman's name. She's Aussie. Amanda Seyfried, I think.
Sure.
Okay. It's a couple that are their marriage is on the rocks, and they go to the cabin to mend their marriage, but they both find out that they both have been plotting to kill each other. They each have plots to kill each other at the cabin. And you think that's the whole movie, and then it gets another layer on top of that I will not spoil. And it's good, and it ends good, and I really recommend Over Your Dead Body as well.
Okay, I think it has Samara Weaving is the actress.
Samara Weaving.
And then also Oliphant's in this too. Timothy
Yeah,
Oliphant.
I know. I thought that when you said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oliphant's in it. He's great. Stop thinking about that, though, because for a while he's not in it.
Okay.
And that's where it becomes a whole nother movie. Okay.
All right.
But that's it.
Okay.
Watch for those movies.
All right.
Watch Over Your Dead Body and Send Help.
Okay.
Do we have time for a game?
I mean,
I would like to have time for a game.
Sure.
What's this note?
Is it a hard game?
It's.
Do I have to guess where people were born and dead? Because that seems those are hard.
No.
Okay.
No. This is a multiple choice game that I created.
Okay.
So I found out that sometimes birds are named after the sound they make.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
It makes sense though, right?
Yeah, like onomatopoeia in real life.
When you were talking about John Prine songs, were you talking about the song onomatopoeia? I don't want to see onomatopoeia. I don't want to see you show your face around here no more. Something like that.
No, it's Egg and Daughter Night, and he says, blame it on that old crazy bone. That's what I was.
Crazy bone.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that tied into whatever we were talking about previously.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yes. Show killer. Just put your nickname as Show Killer. Alan Show Killer Smith.
The Show Killer.
We've only done 600 of these and start calling you that. Okay. All right. So we have 3 rounds.
Okay.
In each round, there are 4 birds. You have to find the one bird that is not named after
the sound.
The sound it makes. Spot the imposter. Okay.
Got it. Okay. All right.
All right. So I think some of them are easy in each of these, right? But some of them are less than easy. So in round 1, now it is funny to me that cuckoo bird is spelled cuckoo. it's C-U-C-K.
It is.
Oh, cuckoo. That might be the title. Cuckoo bird. I don't know if we have a title other than Jesus Christ. I've got to edit this fucking show together. Okay, so in round you have option A, cuckoo bird.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, chickadee. No, I don't mean to be spoiling anything.
Chickadee?
Cuckoo, chickadee, cardinal, whip, poor will.
Cardinal.
You going with cardinal?
Yes.
Good job, Alan.
Okay.
Cardinal is the imposter.
Okay.
Okay, round 2 of Spot the Imposter Bird. We've got a chiff-chaff.
Chiff-chaff. Okay.
A kookaburra. That's an Aussie bird. I know that one. A blue jay or a killdeer.
I know killdeer because they do a thing where they pretend their wings broken if you get near their nest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've seen this happen. They nest like in open ground, like on they'll
Oh, and in case like a Alcatraz coyote comes by.
yeah. They'll pretend their wing
Alcatraz
is broken to
coyote.
draw you away. Okay, I don't think a blue jay is named after the sound, but killdeer isn't either, I don't think.
I knew this was a tough one. I was proud of
This
this
is very tough. I'm going to go blue jay. I don't think they're...
Dude, Alan,
Okay.
you're doing great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue jay is not. But you want to know something fun about blue jays?
I do.
It's named from an old French word. The French.
French.
It's an old French word referring to the bird's boisterous nature.
They are
Not
quite
the sound it makes.
boisterous.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's an onomatopoeic name. The other three are.
Yes.
These are all. This is all onomatopoeia.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the blue jay, the old French word,
Mm-hmm.
the J is a spelling of gay. Why did you laugh? It's,
Something gay, no doubt.
Something
lighthearted,
gay, no doubt.
fancy free.
Exactly, sir.
Number 3. So you're doing great so far. You only got to
for
do
2.
one more and you can sweep it. Yeah.
All right.
Go 3 for 3 here. This is the last round. The first bird option is a bob white.
Okay.
It's the name of a bird.
I believe. Do we have an
Okay.
Angela White bird? That would be great.
We do not have an Angela.
Oh,
White
shit.
bird.
All right. Bob White.
Okay. Now, it's an Eastern Phoebe. I could be messing with you here, right?
Eastern Phoebe is the next.
Cardinal directions, no bird pun intended with cardinal.
Okay. So Bob White.
By the way, the cardinal is named after the color. They look like Catholic cardinals.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, sorry. So you have a Bob White, you have an Eastern Phoebe. We can just go with Phoebe, okay? I'm not gonna. We're no
just say
horsing
Phoebe.
around here. We
Yeah.
are a horse themed podcast.
Okay.
Bob White, Angela White.
Bob White.
That would be a booby.
That.
Oh, I made you laugh.
Yes, it would be. It would be.
Okay, a Bob White, a Phoebe,
A Phoebe.
a Sparrow,
Sparrow.
or a Chuck Will's widow.
Jesus, none of these sound like onomatopoeia.
You gotta.
I gotta pick one.
Yeah, but you got a chance here, Alan.
Sparrow. Sparrow. Is that?
You're trying to do bird noises
trying
with
to
the
do bird
words.
noises,
Yeah.
What was the last one? Chuck White.
Chuck Will's widow.
Chuck Will's widow. I'm gonna say that one. Oh no!
What was your second choice?
Give it to me again. So Sparrow.
Angela White, Bob White,
Bob White.
Phoebe, Sparrow, Chuck Will's widow.
I'm gonna say Bob White would be my second choice.
Bob White is actually what caused this whole game.
Oh.
Was that Bob White? There's a bird that goes Bob White, Bob
No
White,
shit.
Bob White.
Okay, I can hear
Also,
that
when
now.
you hear these birds make these noises, nobody thinks that. There's a bird that you're walking through the forest, and you go, Chuck Will's widow. Like, no. It's like, "Wah, wah, wah," and they're like, oh, it's like astrology. Like, that looks like a bull. Like, no, it doesn't.
Does not at all.
Jesus.
So which one? It was Sparrow, right?
Sparrow, yeah. Sparrow comes from
Yeah.
Old English word spearwa, which means flutterer or quiverer. The other three are
quiverer.
named after their distinctive songs. Well, Alan, I think you did a great job.
Did all right.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, I'll
ain't bad.
take it. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
win.
it's nothing to be proud of, but it's.
I am
you did.
anyways. I'm proud of it.
I wouldn't be.
That's-
But
I'm
you
not
did.
you.
You did. What?
I'm not you. I can be proud of
Oh, yeah. Well, I gotta keep. I hold myself a little bit higher standard. Than that stuff, hey, can I? Since nobody's possibly listening. I mean, we've been through 3 shows to get here. Nobody's
it.
listening,
Yes.
right?
We have
I've been wanting to ask you this for weeks.
Okay.
You remember who Roy Cohn is?
Yes.
Tell the listeners who Roy Cohn is.
He was Donald Trump's
Mentor, right?
Mentor,
he was
yeah.
and he was the lawyer for McCarthy.
Senator
From
McCarthy.
from
Joe
McCarthyism.
McCarthy. Yeah.
Joe McCarthy's
Yeah. Yes.
lawyer, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's the guy that taught, deny, change the subject,
Yeah.
lie,
Yeah.
whatever, right? Yeah. Did you know he was gay?
Oh, no, I didn't.
He
know.
died of AIDS, and like he was asked directly if he was gay. He's like, "Why would I be gay?
I didn't know this at all. No.
Pneumonia or whatever." Yeah. I think he said he had liver cancer, something like that. So just, I've been wanting to ask this for a long time.
Okay. Do tell.
In the show.
Do tell.
You don't need to answer this.
Okay. Okay.
Do you think Donald Trump fucked Roy Cohn? That's why is it not answered? We got a lot of things. Remember recently he was like, I don't like men.
We did.
Not usually or
Not
something.
usually.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Not my preference. Yeah.
Well, Ellen, why don't you think about that? Until then, we'll be back next week with some more dumb bullshit.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Have fun storming the castle.
Jeeves, bring me the battery acid.
It's not for women.
When a guy's banging you,
Y'all let me in his damn house.
oh, how about that?
Come in the name of peace.
LMFAO.
So what in the world is this?
Trump's pee-pee.
Why would you say something that stupid?
I come without explanations or solutions.
I'm a very sexy lady, cat turd. I will not suffer this harlot.
How great! An anti-American Marxist!
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
Read the news.
China is asshole.
God bless the United States.
Bye-bye.
Now this is podcasting.
I really mean it this time. Drive safe.
Yes. Cheers. That was fun.
It was, we had a good time.
We did.
This has been stressful.
It's been a lot.
Magadelinda est.